Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Oceans Reviews here today. So today we're doing another episode of Nicolas Cage movie reviews. Last week we talked about Guarding Tess. So I gave you, I guess, like my thoughts, quick thoughts about that movie and my sort of miniature movie review. And this week, as promised, we're going to be talking about Peggy Sue Got Married. So I watched this one quite recently, this movie, so I'm going to give you my quick thoughts of this one. Recently, I've been going through this this box set, so I've been going through all these movies in here. I've watched Guarding Test, It Could Happen to You, and Peggy Sue Got Married. But then we're going to get into The Wicker Man adaptation and 8mm. And I've heard adaptation and 8mm are quite good, I think. I'm excited to watch those two. Not really too sure about The Wicker Man. I've heard that's not really that great. Well, I don't know. We'll see. Opinions are like sort of subjective anyway, so maybe I might like it. I don't know. But we're going to talk about this movie, Peggy Sue Got Married. So this movie was actually kind of like a bit of a surprise to me. I found I sort of enjoyed it a bit more than some of the other films in this box set, at least. So Nicolas Cage's character in this movie is not really the main, sort of actor in this film. He's sort of like second in line. He's not really like the front and center star, really. Essentially, it's about this this lady, like Peggy Sue, or they call her Peggy Sue in the movie. She sort of goes back and she goes to a high school reunion and she meets all of her like previous classmates from high school or whatever, and she sort of catches up with friends, and she in this sort of timeline, she's with Nicolas Cage, but they're like either about to get divorced or they already got divorced, and their marriage was like kind of like a failure. And she's discussing that with all of her friends, and she's really upset at this reunion, and for some unknown reason, I guess she faints at this reunion that she's at, this high school reunion, and then she wakes up and she comes back as a teenage self, and she wakes up like as if she was in high school as a teenager, and she goes back and discovers like she goes to an old house, and she meets her mum again and her dad and her younger sister. She has a younger sister, and she also has Nicolas Cage there as sort of like a boyfriend in high school. And actually, surprisingly, Jim Carrey is in this film. It doesn't really state it. I sort of had to find it, but I was like, there's a photo there, and that's Jim Carrey right there. I was like, that's Jim Carrey, surely, and it is. It's Jim Carrey. So I was like, I was pretty happy to see Jim Carrey in this film. I thought that was kind of cool. That was a bonus. It definitely added to the film for me, just to see him in there as well. But as far as the movie goes, I guess a little bit more about the story. She sort of like tries to figure out how she tries to, I guess, like kind of like Peggy Sue, she tries to change her future maybe. She sort of starts exploring a little bit and maybe meeting other guys kind of thing, because she knows, I guess, in the future that Nicolas Cage, their marriage doesn't work out. And essentially she does that, but then she kind of like rekindles her marriage or rekindles her love for Nicolas Cage's character, and they sort of like, I guess, work things out, and then it feels good again, or it comes together again. And I mean, you guys have to watch the movie. I wouldn't say like I don't want to spoil it all, because I don't know, but the movie is in terms of the movie, I'm not sure. I kind of like Nicolas Cage's character in this. He's really young in this, like just super young. They're all really young. Like Jim Carrey is really young in this film as well. I really liked the scene where they sort of go to this high school party and Nicolas Cage and Jim Carrey and some of the other like supporting characters get on stage and do this like musical like dance thing like for all the girls, and I thought that was really cool. I thought that was a fun scene. Yeah, some really fun scenes in this. Nicolas Cage's character, I think he was all right. You know, he was okay. I thought he was a bit like a football kind of jock type bully character. He seemed that way. He came off that way, at least to me. So yeah, that's like the sort of character he portrayed in that film, or in this film. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of enjoyed it. I have a bit of a soft spot for it. I think I enjoyed it more than Guarding Tess and It Could Happen to You, I think, for sure. Maybe because Jim Carrey was also in it, so it's kind of like an added bonus. It feels like it's got a bit more like substance to it because there's like a character in there, or there's an actor in there that I know very well, and it just made it a bit more enjoyable maybe, even though his performance wasn't really like that important to the movie. Like he was just there, but you know, I don't know, for some reason it just felt better like as a movie because he was in it as well. But yeah, this movie was quite good. I'll say that. I did enjoy it. This one was a pretty good movie. I would say I'd go back and watch this movie again. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Tell me what you guys think of this movie down below. There's a few images right there, if it wants to autofocus or not. There's a few images there of the characters. I think that's the dancing scene right there, where they're all sort of like singing and dancing, and Nicolas Cage is singing, it was quite good. But yeah, tell me what you guys think of this movie down below. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you think it was kind of mid? Yeah, I enjoyed this one. I think I'd definitely give this one a rewatch again sometime in the future. But yeah, really enjoyed this movie. But yeah, you guys, that's my sort of my mini review, guess like discussion. I don't know what to call these things because I feel like a review is a bit more planned out. I think like these videos are more like just my thoughts, like off the top of my head, but they're not like a real structured kind of review. But I'm just going to call them a review anyway. But anyway, yeah, that's Peggy Sue Got Married. I watched that. That was a lot of fun. Next time, I'm going to either review one of these 3 movies. So we got 8mm in this sort of cinema cult cover. Adaptation. Yeah, I'm not really too sure about this one. Apparently, Nicolas Cage in this one plays like 2 characters. So I've heard that one is quite good though. And then there's The Wicker Man. I've heard some things about this. So I don't know. We'll see. I'll have to choose between those 3, which one will be on the next episode. But yeah, tell me what you guys thought about this movie. I enjoyed it. But yeah. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.